Yeah, stream's definitely getting deeper. And you can probably hear the water running. So the water is running quite a bit faster. Thankfully, the snow has melted pretty slowly. I mean, there's still piles, as you can see, but some over there, some there. Yeah. But most of it's melted already. Oh wow. You can see almost the whole way through to the other side. Let's go check out the other side, shall we? I'll give a little weather update while I'm walking here. As you can see, it's sunny. And it's about 55 degrees actually, so it's really quite warm. Today it's March 9th. So yeah, definitely above normal temperatures. Not that I'm complaining. It feels beautiful. I'm just wearing a t-shirt and a coat, unzippered coat. I love snow and storms, but I hope we don't get any more this year. It's just so difficult to get around. I don't have a car, so I have to walk. And it's hard to walk when there's no sidewalk. Then I gotta walk in the road and people get pissed. So, you know. I do remember when I was a kid, I think it was 1995 or 96 maybe, but we got a blizzard on April 1st. The New Year's, April Fool's Day blizzard. We got a little over 2 feet of snow too. So it wasn't a small storm, and it was really heavy snow too, because it was that really heavy wet snow. I loved it though. I was a kid. Got to stay home for like 2 days from school. I mean, it was melted within a week because it was April, so, you know. What I am hoping for, though, is some good old-fashioned thunderstorms here in the spring and summer. Mostly summer. We get some in spring, but not too many. Usually summer. It kind of sucks though, because I live right on the coast, the northeastern Massachusetts coast, and the ocean temperature, even in the summertime, only gets to like, I don't know, in the 60s maybe. So this happens all the time. So we get severe storms in western Massachusetts to Worcester, but actually even way further east than Worcester, it's actually not that far inland you have to go, really. It's only a few miles, but it makes a big difference. Once those thunderstorms hit that maritime air, it just completely destroys them. Although there have been some anomalies. I remember I was a kid one time. I woke up at about 3:30 in the morning. To this day, it's the most lightning I've ever seen in my life. It was just constant flashes of lightning. And I saw it. You could tell it was pretty far away. But as it got closer, the lightning just got more and more intense. And my dad, who nothing really scares him, he was sitting with me and my mom under the kitchen table because we were terrified. Every time the lightning flashed, my kitchen sink would make this sound that sounded like a whip cracking. I had no idea what that was, why that happened, but it freaked us out. And that amount of lightning at like 3:30 in the morning, not expecting it around here at all. And then another time, I remember pretty vividly, I used to live across the street from a little lake that I used to love to go fishing in. Anyway, I remember getting up, going over there at like 10 in the morning, and it was sweltering. I mean, it was incredibly humid and sweltering at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I heard a rumble of thunder, so I walked back home, and my driveway was situated, so if you look straight down my driveway, you look straight west, which is usually where storms come from around here. Usually come from the west. Anyway, when I looked down my driveway, the blackest cloud I've ever seen in my life. And that was a pretty bad storm. But after it was over, I looked at the radar loop, and the storm had formed right before it got there. That's why it was so strong. It was a squall line. But it was one of the stronger storms in the line. But it was just one of those days where you could tell something was in the air, you know. I have not seen a tornado in person, though. That is one of my lifelong goals, to see a tornado in person. Because like I said, I live in eastern Massachusetts, which doesn't really get any tornadoes. Western Mass gets quite a few, but I don't have a car, so I might do that. I might save up for a car, and then I can go storm chase in Western Mass. I just looked at the map the other day of tornadoes in the United States, like per area, and in Western Massachusetts, between the state line with New York and the Berkshires, there's like a mini tornado alley right there, right in that spot, right between Springfield and Worcester, Massachusetts. It's like a mini tornado alley right there. Of course, it was the historic Worcester F4 tornado in 1953, I think it was. I could be wrong on the date. Pretty sure it's sometime in the 50s, though. Also, I looked at one map that had like historic tornado tracks, and it was from like the 1800s, so I don't know how reliable it was, but there was apparently a tornado that went right across the bay and stopped just before it got to near where I lived. Obviously, we'll never know for sure, but interesting. Even a few years ago in Revere, Massachusetts, that's it's a few times north of Boston, but it's right on the water, just like where I live. And this happened at like 8:30 in the morning. There was an EF2 tornado that went through there that completely unexpected, like came out of nowhere, basically. For that to happen around here at 8 in the morning too, I don't know how that happened, to be honest. I don't know what went on there. Because 99% of the tornadoes we do get in eastern Massachusetts are from tropical storms, hurricanes, tropical storms, tropical depressions, things like that. But not really supercell tornadoes. Except for, like I said, Western Mass. But there's not many supercells in Eastern Mass, I'll tell you that. Anyway, so here's the other side of the water I was talking about, which is definitely deeper than it was. It's not flowing too fast, at least. Let's check the other side, shall we? Ugh. I can't believe it. This is the water that I used to take a shower. That's disgusting. Yes, I know it's filtered, but it's still gross. And people throw trash in here. People are disgusting. I don't know what's wrong with people. I find needles on the ground everywhere, all over the place. Even at the beach. Freaking... I don't have anything against addicts, because I'm a recovering alcoholic / addict myself. But, well, for one thing, I never used needles. I always sniff stuff. But if I had used needles, there's no way in hell I would have left it on the ground anywhere where someone could step on it. Especially a beach where a bunch of little kids are running around barefoot. You know, what happens when they step on it? They're probably get an OD and die. I mean, what is wrong with people? I don't know. But yeah, the water's definitely rising, for sure. And there's still quite a bit of snow here. I don't know what it looks like up there. I'll take a quick walk up the reservoir to see what that looks like. I haven't been up there in a while. I haven't made a video this long in a long time either. I still gotta do my Child's Play 3 Part 2 review. Maybe I'll do it today. I have a procrastinating problem. I procrastinate quite a bit. So that's why. Plus I got a lot going on with my dad. You know, he's going through a rough time right now. He's had 7 strokes in the past few years. My mom pretty much takes care of him 24/7 by herself. I do all I can to help, but I'm not allowed at my parents' house because of the stuff I said before, being a recovering alcoholic addict. I haven't drank since 2018, but I have smoked pot here and there sometimes. But that was never my problem. It was always booze. Booze is what always got me in trouble. Since I stopped drinking, I haven't gotten in trouble for anything. None of my friends are mad at me when I wake up. I remember what happened the night before. It's pretty good. Had a lot to do with my ex-girlfriend because she was a raging alcoholic. So we drank together quite a bit. She moved out of state, thankfully. I mean, she was a beautiful, good person, but 2 alcoholics together, it's just not gonna work. Plus, her whole philosophy of what a relationship is did not align with mine. I mean, my parents have been married for 50 years. 50. 50. And my ex slept with pretty much every guy she ever met. So, obviously, I didn't like that too much. So, yeah. I mean, that doesn't make her a bad person or anything. It's just, she's been through a lot in her life, so I gotta cut her some slack there, you know. I hope she's doing well. I haven't spoken to her in, Christ, 10 years. Anyway, here's the reservoir. I'm surprised it's still ice. It's been pretty warm the past few days. I don't know what that is. A house, maybe? Oh, there's the windmill. Nice view up here. All right, people. Have a good day, everybody.